to Gamesthetic, episode 167. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're watching or listening to this podcast. Last episode before the wonderful Wrestlemania 40 next weekend. At least we're gonna hope it's gonna be wonderful. It looks like an incredible card. We're gonna predict the card at the end of the show because very excited for this. I got the boys with me. Zach, how you doing? How you feeling?
We could make a better card in WWE 2K24 GM.
Maybe you could. I'm bad at this. I'm bad at my GM mode, but I have a good time.
Also, it would be pretty hard because it's gonna be a fucking stacked card.
Yes, yeah. This WrestleMania is incredibly stacked. So we are not doing a show next week. We'll be back at the week after that because we're gonna enjoy WrestleMania 40. But besides that, how we doing today, boys? How we doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. All right. What about you? What about you, John? How you doing today?
It's all right.
Just all right. Just waiting for next weekend.
Yeah,
I feel you.
just been playing RuneScape all day.
No, one of those days, huh? I'm kind of in between a couple things right now for me personally. Unicorn Overlord, still having a really fun time with that one personally. So
Also, I don't know how you got your ass beat in the Elf Forest.
I was just underleveled when I went. Like my whole team was just incredibly underleveled whenever I went.
I rolled in with a bunch of level 11s.
I see mine was like 9 and 8s.
How the fuck did you leave the center with that low level?
I did. Besides like the main core. Yeah, the main core were higher, but that was about it. But yeah, I went and did the other stuff first, and I'm now back into the forest. So it's going fine. I'm having a
I
fun
did
time.
too, because I went in the forest, went, okay, this is slightly difficult. Then I went back, cleared everything up, and then once they all hit 15, it was just a breeze.
Yeah, I mean, I did the other side, and everything's been gravy since, man.
Okay.
I'm having a fun time. No issues now. I'm now trying to work my way through the arena. Working my way through the arena is something. You got to keep on getting leveled up.
I mean,
as
I
you
can go
through it.
fight the final fight, so.
For the arena?
No.
Oh, you mean the game?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm working my way through the arena right now to recruit the champion who assisted you in that
No,
mission
I
over
just.
there.
So, like, you remember how you have to build the bridges with the 30 stone?
Yeah.
That just unlocks the final battle.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's
So
actually really funny.
I just grinded a bunch of stone. I built both the bridges. I was like, oh shit. It's a level 40, by the way.
The final boss.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what the champion of the arena is too. Is level 40. I think that's what she's at.
But yeah, so I could have gone and tried to do the final fight with a bunch of level 12s because
Godspeed.
I roll up and Joseph's just like, this would be the final fight, Prince. I don't feel like we're ready, but if we feel the need to, I was like, all right, let's roll, Joseph.
Yeah, just do it. Just do a separate save and just roll in there and see how it goes. You know what I mean? Just go see how it goes.
Probably would not go great.
No, it probably wouldn't. But just go see how it goes. Just like how we're gonna see how this show is gonna go today. We got a few different things to talk about, including the possibility of Steam and Epic Games being added to Xbox. I saw some interesting things about the Steam one that I'll share on that. Marvel revealed a new game this week, Marvel Rivals, their Overwatch. We also have TakeTwo bought GearBox. That's something. Plus a bunch of other various random things. So we'll also give a shout out to our sponsors, Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. Later on in the show. All right, boys, let's go ahead and jump into things. We'll have a great show. We'll have the most fun we could possibly have today.
Okay, Zach, this Marvel Rivals thing.
Okay.
This pique your interest at all?
Yeah.
I know it piqued your interest. Good.
Well,
okay.
you're also not Overwatch. Neither of you guys are Overwatch.
I know,
yeah.
but it's one
I
of
mean,
those.
I'm not
where-
a big Overwatch person, but I mean, hero shooters themselves are fun because I've played several other hero shooters. But I mean, the whole Marvel thing, I mean, it looks like it could be interesting. I would just personally want to see more.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I wanted.
I signed up for try to get into alpha.
Because I mean, it looks like it could be good. I just more curious how the characters are gonna feel. Because I mean, we got a little bit of look-see of how it plays and whatnot, but I really didn't get a good feel from what they showed.
There is. I know you probably don't give an extreme shit, but you might give a small enough shit to kind of check it out. But there is one. There's one thread that I saw on Twitter of someone who plays like competitive Overwatch, whatever, who saw this and was immediately inside. And they made a very large, detailed thread of like, this is what I saw from each champion. So I went through there and I was reading through, like, just from the little snippets, they dissected every single bit of that trailer, showing exactly, okay, Iron Man has this much health and this much ammo. Okay, Spider-Man's melee and he has this much health to start off. He has these abilities on the screen, whatever, blah blah. They look like they're going to be doing this, and it was extremely detailed going through each champion revealed. So that's something that's worth a look. I personally thought it looked pretty fun. I mean, I've gone on record here on the show that I love Overwatch. I love the world. I love the gameplay. I just don't play it just for various reasons. Number one, I do feel some bad taste in the mouth with how Blizzard's handled Overwatch 2. I wish we could have done what like Smite did with Smite 2 coming out. And it's like, oh, Smite 1's still good. Don't worry about it. You can still play Smite 1. I wish we'd have done the same thing for Overwatch 1, because now with Overwatch 2, it's like all PvE is not going to happen, and that was supposed to be the draw. I think the community is pretty toxic, personally. But I do love the world. I love the IP, and the gameplay is a lot of fun. So this automatically piqued my interest because I love Marvel. I'm a superhero nerd, and I love the type of gameplay. I thought it looked really impressive. And I feel like this is the right time to try to do something like this with, an IP like Marvel, right? I think this is the right time to try to do this because of quite honestly, the shit state Overwatch is in. Overwatch is, at the top of those hero shooters. This is a good opportunity for another game to kind of try to step in and try to take that place,
I mean, the one thing that we did see that seemed interesting to me were the collab moves.
The collab moves looked really cool.
So I'd be curious to see how they distinguish who gets collab moves, or if everyone's going to have collab moves with whoever, and how that whole system works.
Yeah, because I will admit, it's like I watched it. I'm not the biggest like hero shooter fan. Not it's like not because like the idea isn't like great, because people love it. It's like I've typically had fun at first when I've played them. It's just been something for me that I kind of lose interest in it pretty quickly. Which I mean, I of course knew you were gonna be really in for it, because one, hero shooter, two, Marvel.
Bingo, winning combination for me. I'm easy to please.
Which for me, the
small brain,
the draw for me would be, I mean, it would be the Marvel side of it.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, characters are, they're also, it's like since they're doing it in this style game, they're gonna have to be drawn from, like, they're gonna have to be pulling from everywhere.
Oh, and they are.
Oh, more than likely, yeah.
It's like they're gonna be having to pull out like stuff that the average person's not gonna know what they are.
I mean, and they hinted a little bit that some of the shadows we get to see towards the end of the trailer of some of the characters.
I mean, they've already really, in my opinion, kind of dove into that with just like the initial characters that we've shown off, because it's like, we have some of your basics that are not there. Yeah, he's in the graphics. Shout out to that.
Oh no, we actually get to see him in the trailer.
Oh yeah. So he's in there.
He's the one that a lot of people mistook for Aquaman.
Luna Snow is in there. That's one that most people are not going to know.
Probably not.
Penny.
Yeah.
She's in there, which she's gained a lot of popularity thanks to Across the Spider-Verse, stuff like that. Magic's in there. Shout out to that. Most I feel like a pretty casual fan would know who Magic is.
Because she's still newer, because she came out.
I mean, you're already kind of throwing them out there with some of those characters. So I mean, like, I feel like with what you're saying, I genuinely believe we're gonna see that. We're gonna see a lot of characters.
Well, it's like,
who the hell is this?
I'm fully expecting that, which I'm happier with that. It's one of those where it's like, I would say with like whatever their starting cast is gonna be, because I mean it's gonna be something clearly they're gonna add characters to over time. I would say you almost have to split it maybe like 60-40, like with your basic characters everyone knows, and then more niche stuff to get people interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one where, I mean, to me it looked fine. More than anything, like seeing more on it isn't necessarily going to draw me in. It would have to be actually playing it when it is time to play it,
right?
And the feel of it.
I think with the feel of it, I think one of the things that I'm so immensely excited to see how it feels is what Zach already said with the collabs, because it's like it's a hero shooter. You know what to expect, right? Like we'll see what all game modes we're gonna have and stuff like that. But like, what are you gonna besides you just being Marvel, because that's gonna draw a lot of people in and it's gonna be free to play. That's great. What's gonna be like something to help you stand out besides you being Marvel? You know what I mean?
They already did that, man.
Yeah.
They already showed we have multiverses. We have Waifu Galactus.
True. I saw that. Yeah, I saw Waifu Galactus.
The other thing you got to keep in mind is
That was the last thing I was expecting in that trailer.
I agree 100%.
the thing to keep in mind is, I mean, you're talking like, what are they gonna do to separate themselves? I mean, you kind of don't have to.
You don't. You're right.
You kind of don't have to, because think of it this way: what good news have you heard from any Overwatch update in the last 2 years?
It's a game.
It's like
That's it.
The thing is, there's not any. Every time they do an update, it's always met with people complaining about it.
0% bonus.
Nobody's having a good time playing it. They're just playing Overwatch because it's what they play.
It's what they
play.
I mean,
they
it's
don't.
what's out there for hero shooters, that or Paladins, and then some other spin-offs out there.
It's it's the biggest name one out there. This one could come out, and even if it plays very similarly, or even if it's like it's not that different.
Mm-hmm.
Say it's not that different other than a few mechanics here and there. It doesn't matter, because if it plays the same, has like better characters, and like say the developers or someone actually take like player
Input.
criticism,
Yep.
and have a little bit of a back and forth with them and implement some stuff, doesn't matter, you win.
Yeah. And you really nailed it on the head, because like they really don't have to do a lot to separate themselves, because
I would rather they did.
I
but
would
they
rather
don't
they
have
did,
to.
but they don't. The Marvel IP alone can help carry them, and the fact that, like what Zach said, you got Overwatch and Paladins and spinoffs, right? Like that's the hero shooter landscape. We have tons of BRs coming up all the time. We have everyone trying to make a different MOBA of some capacity.
Well, I guess there's also Farlight 64 now.
Yeah, there's that too. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna agree with you.
It's a hero shooter on Steam.
I've seen it.
Okay.
It's very undercut, but
Yeah.
it's been getting up there a little bit.
So I mean, like the pool for that is kind of low. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everyone's trying to do something with like either a MOBA or a BR and stuff. So I think it's cool to see an approach of like a hero shooter. I'd like to see some more hero shooters come, some original IP hero shooters. Maybe try another one like Paladins, right? That is a completely original IP, right? It's not from
As far as
something.
I'm aware, yeah.
Okay. Like I would like to see some more original IPs and stuff. But hey, I'd like a Marvel one. I'm here for. Let's go for it. I'm here for that. So
Bring back Infinite Crisis.
I'm sitting over here thinking like,
You-
why don't we
yeah.
bring back some older games that fell off years ago, and Infinite Crisis.
popped in the brain immediately.
Well, that one more died because the licensing came up from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it died through no fault of its own,
Yeah.
really.
Mhm. I also saw, it's kind of a sidebar. Just talking about superhero games that's kind of like older, or whatever. Did you guys see that one DC Universe game is now like been added to like PS5, and it's been, it's like
Yeah.
thing's had such a run, man. It's been up for like 15 years.
Yeah,
or some
that's
shit.
been a long running MMO.
Like,
That's had a standing community.
Like,
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
it's had its love, its hate, its wars.
Yeah.
But man, it's lived its MMO life.
Yeah, it's doing its thing, man, and it's still gonna keep living because now it's coming to PS5. So that means more years of support, probably. So shout out to that, dude. Just like shout out to Marvel Rivals. I signed up to try to get into the alpha. Hopefully, I can get into it because it'd be pretty sweet. Because when I first saw this, like pop out, whatever. My first thought is, okay, this is probably just gonna be an alpha or beta release soon. Like the full release of this is probably a little ways away.
More than likely.
So I was right on that one, and I'm probably gonna expect this is gonna come to a console eventually. That's my thought. It just makes sense, but because I was talking to Josh about it, because Josh was interested, but then it's just like, PC only. It's like I wouldn't worry too much about that. It'll probably just be PC only until like the full launch. You know what I mean? Then it may go to console.
Yeah, 'cause
I think they're just gonna keep it on PC now for alpha and beta, just to get through all the works for it. At least the alpha. The beta may go to console. We'll see.
yeah, because it's a lot easier to kind of get feedback and information from people in a more detailed sense
Yeah.
if they're on PC.
PC.
Yeah.
Because if you give them a survey on console,
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out. It's like you can send an email survey, but I would almost say the average person playing on a console probably isn't looking for follow-up emails about
True.
a beta they played in.
True.
Whereas if you're going out and looking for betas, if you're a PC player, you're probably looking for follow-up because you're also looking for the next time a test is coming in.
Yep. Correct.
Or you're Zach and you just sign up for 1,000 of everything.
And just that's the Zach play, man. Whatever. Have you signed up for the Marvel Rivals one?
No.
Okay.
I might.
Also,
You might as well. You'll
I
probably
just,
get in.
I just rack up credits,
Look,
bro.
You'll probably get in before me, so you might as well.
just speaking of beta signups, there's also there's signups for a Throne and Liberty beta test for I don't know, second week of April, I think it is. So that's available for sign up right now too.
Sidebar from Marvel Rivals, but because I mentioned MOBA, so that's what it popped in my brain. I forgot to include it on the weekly wrap up. Yeah, did you see the Jump thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of that trailer for the Jump Assemble?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a MOBA, so I'll probably check it out just for being a MOBA
Yeah.
at some point.
I mean, I'm gonna check it out for sure because I already
My only thing is I saw I already forget who's making it. I went, so it's mobile only, right?
Yeah, it's mobile PC. Mobile PC. That's already confirmed. Yep. So
I was about to start looking up what y'all were talking about. I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Come on, it's on PC, John. You'll be fine.
But it's being mostly done by developed by a mobile company.
When it is developed for mobile and then be able to be played on PC, you could still be playing it on PC, but you're still using mobile mechanics. It's a different thing when it comes to MOBAs.
I mean, hey,
because that's the only thing. Because that was the one thing while watching the trailer. I went first. The main developer, I think it's like Tencent or something. I can't remember. It's one of the big ones.
Yeah,
probably.
it is.
I mean,
it's one of the big ones.
Involved in everything.
And then I saw
it's made by Dina.
Okay.
Yep, Dina.
And then I saw it was like it looks like a mobile game. It must feel like a mobile game.
I've played mobile MOBAs before.
Same.
It's like
I don't mind them.
Yeah, but they're all the same thing.
They really are.
It's the same game.
They really are.
It's the same game, the same champions on every one.
Hell,
You could call up something, make them look different. They all have the same ability. They play the exact same.
They even use the same layers for their maps.
They do. 100% they do. Because I've played a few different ones and they do.
Yeah, that's why as soon as he said mobile PC, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that again.
I mean, I have no problem doing it because the mobile MOBAs that I've played, I've enjoyed. Like Arena of Valor's fun. I forgot the name of the Marvel one. I had to get that one through that one app store
Tap?
Yeah, TapTap. I had to download that through TapTap to play it.
I remember you telling me that.
I actually really enjoyed it. The only downside is I couldn't use money. I couldn't buy anything.
Because it was all in Korean, wasn't it?
Yes. So it would not let me buy anything. So I was trying to buy Spider-Man and it wouldn't let me. So
I feel like
do not accept your US dollars.
I feel like restricting you from spending money on stuff in games is probably a good thing.
It is a good thing. There is no denying that. It's a good thing.
Because you are one who you will download a game and before you've even played a match, you'll look at the shop.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Buy something.
Every time.
Me and you are
two different
polar
players.
opposites, especially when it comes to mobile games.
Yeah.
I will play a mobile game that has I will play a mobile game for years, free to play.
Never spend a dollar.
And wait until I've finally caught up with all the people who spent money and I can keep up with them, and then I'll just stop. Because
I proved my point.
goal has been accomplished.
I respect that. Oh my god.
Especially if there's a leaderboard. There's a leaderboard, I'll free to play win that motherfucker.
I respect
It'll
you,
take me
Ryan.
years, but I'll
But
play
he'll
it.
get there.
I'll play it every day.
And then he'll quit playing immediately because he proved his point. He'll you'll put a message in chat. It's like, I'm a free to play player. Goodbye. It's like you proved your point. But no, the Jump Assemble thing, I am looking forward to because I have the hope that they're just going to give some love to other random series. Because I mean, the literal promo art has 2 newer series. You know what I mean? Like it has Undead Unluck and Mashal. So the fact that the promo art, as soon as I saw those 2 fuckers on there, I'm just like, let's go. Hopefully, it's not just going to be the big 3 and a few others, and that's it. That's the game. Let's give some love to some other stuff. That's what I want to see. Like, get my boy Tayo in there from Mission Core family. That's gonna be sick. But I mean, the gameplay it looked like a mobile MOBA. I mean, it looked fine. I'll enjoy it. I'll play it on PC or mobile. I don't care.
Look like Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite's fun. I haven't played it in forever, but it's fun.
I would almost use the term "was fun" because I haven't played it in a long time.
So I played it. I think I played it like one
Not
time.
saying it wouldn't still be fun if I went back and tried to play it. I just haven't played it in
No,
years.
it would because I randomly picked it up. I think I played one match randomly last year, and it was fun. But again, what killed me to make me just immediately get off that match, dude. All this time later, that UI is still slow as balls. Like you can't navigate through that UI. And I know you told me that it's better on mobile.
I was gonna say, did you play it on your Switch?
I played on the Switch. Yes,
It runs the game.
I
Legitimately
was curious.
runs 10 times better on mobile than it does on the Switch.
So honestly, when the Switch 2 comes out, I might try Unite again because I'm gonna hope that it's just gonna run better because it ran still like shit all this time later, and it still runs like shit.
I don't know. The other problem I had the last time I tried to play it was it had been like a year or so since I had played it. And
I think it was when me and you played it, right?
And let me tell you, it's just like any other MOBA where there's been 40 champions added or 40 different characters added. I don't know what any of them do, and they're all. And as new characters get added in MOBAs, they're just at a baseline better because they've got more development time. They understand how to make better champions at that point.
Yeah,
and it's just confusing. You can't tell what's happening.
True. All right. So, any other thoughts on Marvel Rivals or Jump Assemble or anything that we randomly went sidebarred on?
I'd be curious to see how Storm plays.
Agreed. Are you excited for us? I thought this was so funny that this is how people labeled it. Are you excited for Bruce and his Gamma Glock?
I was confused by that so much.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Where it's just like, there's trouble, Gamma Glock. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I was like, why?
Oh, that's funny.
Now all I'll say is, while not necessarily excited for it yet, since it is one of these like hero shooter type games where there are different characters, there is still the very likelihood that another trailer or something will come out at some point, and it'll just show me a character, and I'll go, I'm gonna play it for that.
That's it. It got me.
Because it's like there's the very real chance that happens with these type of games.
The only other thing with it being a hero shooter, I'll be very curious about is what maps are we gonna get?
Yep.
And what is gonna be the maneuverability / verticality focus of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Because especially because this isn't Overwatch. It's like you got a bunch of flying characters in here, like in this.
You literally have characters
universe
that can teleport and whatnot, and phase through walls and shit.
There's also like,
people can bust through walls.
There's like Spider-Man there too. Can he just climb walls? Can he web swing around? How does that work?
Yeah.
The movement and traversal will be the interesting thing to see.
Yeah, I definitely agree to that. Also, speaking of Spider-Man, shout out Yuri is voicing Spider-Man in the
I
game
did notice
too.
that.
Yeah. He has just become like the voice of Spider-Man.
Seems like it.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I think until he gives up that role, I think it's probably just going to be Yuri for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's see. We got Yuri in all the games. We got Yuri in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Dark Order or whatever. We got Yuri in Midnight Suns, now in this. There were a couple other projects that he voiced. He, of course, voiced that version of Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse. So he's just the voice of Spider-Man now, and I love it. I'm here for it. Shout out to Sasuke being Spider-Man. Shout out to that, I guess. All right, before we hop over to our next topic, let's shout out Agent Ink today. You can use the referral link down below and go pick up one of our 2 hats. They're great hats, and I definitely recommend buying one. One's got a trash can and one's got our logo. And then you can buy one of the jerseys. We got 4 to pick from, and we'd appreciate that extra support because they are some really nice jerseys. We've got the best jerseys on the entire website. And again, we have 2 hats that you can pick up as well. Good-looking hats.
My father caught that clip from last week because he immediately messaged me randomly in the day. He was just like, so John didn't know y'all had hats, huh? I was like, nope.
Oh, man. More people watch that clip than I thought they would.
I pay attention to what I choose.
It was great because when I was talking to my father about that, it was just like, No, he didn't know for 2 years. I don't know how. And he's like, well, at least he's honest about tuning out. I was like, we all tune out, Father. But for 2 years,
True. All three of us will tune out at different points during the show. It just happens.
It's not even during the show. I'm not sure how y'all were that surprised by it because remember it was like only like a year or a year and a half ago. I've known you for well over a decade.
Yeah, it's well over a decade. Yeah.
And it took me like over a decade to ever hear you say T's and P's because I just never paid attention to it. It was just something that happened.
That's a frequent term I use. Too.
I know. It's just one of those things where sometimes I hear it and it clicks.
That's funny.
yeah, John, but I know you long enough that I know you ignore this stuff, but it usually sits in your brain somewhere.
Yeah, like at some point it may come into your sphere, you know?
Yeah, and then that's usually when y'all make fun of me for it.
Yeah, it came into his sphere last week. So last week is when it happened, Zach.
Usually
a little longer than normal, but
usually it's not on camera.
That's also
He's
true.
right.
Yeah, but you know what gets me though, Zach? That fact that he didn't know we had hats. Let's not forget he bought a jersey.
Yeah, so he's been to the shop.
He's been to the site. He's been to the shop and bought a jersey, but didn't see the hats.
They weren't there.
They probably weren't.
They were there though.
Nope.
They all launched at the same time. Nope. I did not launch the shop until everything was done. So they were there. You just didn't see it for whatever reason. Oh my god.
Wasn't into hats at the time.
Okay, that's a lie. All right, whatever.
Shop Agent Inc.
Yeah, shout out. All right, let's hop over to the next topic. This one was really interesting that kind of popped up throughout this week because it's more interesting on the Steam side, and that's the possibility of Steam and Epic Game Store being added to like the Xbox storefront.
I saw this conversation.
The Epic Game Store one, I don't see that happening. I just don't. But the Steam one, though, that one is really interesting to me because it's something that I legitimately could see happening for a few different reasons. In my own opinion, one random fact that I saw, which as soon as I saw this and I saw everyone in the call, I just immediately further asked, like, how does this guy get into this shit? But I think Gabe personally posted. I'm not sure who posted it, but I saw the photo making its rounds of a Teams call with Gabe Newell, Phil Spencer, someone else from higher up at Xbox, all talking about stuff. But Jeff Keighley's there, and I'm like, all right, so why is Jeff even there? I don't know. This guy has just unbelievable connections. But like for Steam being added to Xbox, the possibility of that. And just adding that extra extension to it, I could see it happening for a few different reasons. Like, number one, I know Gabe has such a tight relationship with Microsoft and with Phil Spencer. Good example being the Call of Duty thing where he did not sign the contract because he openly said, I trust them. I don't need to sign the contract. Steam has, honestly wanted to try to get into the console business. They've tried and failed.
Yeah.
We have the Steam Deck that's doing really well. Steam Deck 2 that's on the way. They're doing their thing there. So in my mind, like I could see a route where to get Steam in the console business, they just put it on Xbox and just do a partnership there. I don't think it's going to happen though. I don't, but I could see it happening. It wouldn't shock me if it happened.
You're fucking dumb.
I could see it happening. I don't think it will, but I could see it happening.
It would be okay. Just a quick thing.
Yeah, because John's been shaking his head the entire time.
It's the stupidest thing because why would you? Okay, one, Steam and Epic both come into it. That'd be the stupidest thing.
That would be something.
They are competing platforms on the PC marketplace.
Yes, I agree.
But here's the thing. Steam is where all the games go, typically.
Yep.
For PC. If the game is going to be on Xbox, they go to Microsoft, and you just go to the Xbox store. You just go to the store page. That's all you do. Why the hell would you want a separate store page? Because then here's this question. Okay, Steam comes there, but the game's on Steam, but it's also on the Xbox store.
Yep.
Where the fuck do you buy it? Does it matter?
Everywhere.
If it doesn't matter where you buy it, why are you incorporating a second store?
Because
just
John,
it doesn't make
it
any
needs
sense.
to give people reason to buy it again. They're trying the Nintendo mentality.
the the only thing that would make sense in this would be a partnership
Yep.
where if the game is available on both platforms and you connect your accounts to it,
Yep.
that you could download and play it on both. But then, I mean, that'd be a whole verification process. But that partnership would be fine by me. If games I bought on Steam I had access to on my Xbox, and it was just a verification that it's like, and I don't need cross saves. I don't need any of that. But if I had access to it, that'd be great. There is no need for a second or a third store if Epic was involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's pointless because just the fact that you would assume that for Xbox you have a Steam store, you have an Epic store, then you have the Microsoft store.
Yep.
What happens if a game is in all three locations?
Yep.
Can you accidentally buy it 3 times?
Yep.
I would go yes.
And could you also access it on the respective platforms? Like if you buy it once, do you have it on all 3? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's this just muddies the water. It's
It
pointless.
does.
The only thing that would make sense, and it does not make sense for Epic to be involved with a Steam deal or something, because, like I said, they're competing entities.
Yep.
But if the only thing that would make sense would be some sort of partnership where you wouldn't have to buy the games 2 or 3 times. Like in some instances, like if I wanted to buy it on my Xbox, I could buy it there and have it on Steam, even if it was some, like I said, some long-winded verification process where it may not show up immediately and it'll show up eventually. That'd be fine. But just the muddiness of having potentially 3 separate stores that you would have to navigate to, it's bad enough on PC. We complain about it on PC already.
Yeah. Where you have like a bunch of different launchers.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
we already. It's like the main one is Steam.
Yeah.
But
it
we
is.
already aren't happy that there's Steam versus Epic exclusivity rights and
Yep.
and stuff that we have to deal with. We don't need any of that nonsense on console, because console has been excluded from it primarily, like the Steam and Epic side of it.
Mhm.
Because when it comes to console, it just goes to the store. You don't have to worry about where to buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know this
It's,
whole
it's either on the console or it's not. And if it's on the console, just go to the store. You'll find it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. It doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's like I had to see this. I just got mad.
Yeah. No, because of the fact there's so many different layers to it, that's why I don't think it will happen. But it's one of those things that the gaming industry is a wild industry, and it just wouldn't shock me if it happened, especially because of like the openly loving relationship and partnership that, you know, Steam seems to have with Microsoft. That's the only reason why I could see them trying to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah.
I don't think Epic's in the picture. I know Epic was mentioned and talked about by Phil or whoever else. I don't think that one will happen personally. And if they do move forward with something, it will be one or the other. I don't think it would be both. If it was going to be one, it'd be Steam. But I just have a lot of like general questions of like, is it all your Steam library that you could access, or it's like, because like my first thought that I went to was, can I play my PlayStation games on Steam on the Xbox? Because that would be the ultimate troll.
Well,
I would say no.
I would assume it would be similar to what they currently have with Game Pass Ultimate, where
Yeah.
there's a list active specifically for consoles, and then there's another list specifically active for PC.
Right.
Because like there's the whole Riot Games stuff on Xbox Game Pass, and like you can't even access any of that stuff on your console, but it's right there on the Game Pass window PC app. So
True. And honestly, there's also just another layer to this that I don't feel like is being talked about. Like, there's all this conversation that popped up, you know, involving Steam being on Xbox and stuff. What if that's not actually the conversation? The actual conversation is Xbox trying to get on Steam for the Steam Deck.
yeah,
And have Xbox game where you don't have to uninstall the Steam OS to like uninstall like Windows, because you can do that pretty easily on the Steam Deck, and then you can access Game Pass, whatever. What if with the Steam OS they have Xbox Game Pass built in? What if that's the whole conversation?
That's what I was
most
saying is like
Yeah.
a partnership deal where you connect your accounts and have it. Okay, here's the weird thing that I thought of as you were talking there. if there is some partnership and you can buy it on one or the other and have access to it wherever, primarily with exclusions to like you couldn't play PC only games or PlayStation games on your Xbox.
Yep.
What? Because I have games that I've downloaded on Game Pass where I've bought DLC for the game because I didn't have to buy the game. But then I've bought the game on
Like Steam.
On Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's weird instances where some specific games have interactions that don't make sense between Steam and the Microsoft Store and downloading through Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like already there's weird stuff that goes on there. But if I buy a game on Steam but I had the DLC on Game Pass, would I have access to it?
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Because there are weird instances where I bought a game or I played a game on Game Pass, really enjoyed playing the game, so I bought the DLC for it there.
Yeah.
But I also own the game on Steam and don't have the DLC there, or I have separate DLCs,
right,
or something. But there are weird instances like that.
That would be a very weird file conundrum because even if you did link those accounts and whatnot, it would be a hard line of where does all that data follow? Are they on the same cloud storage server? Are they on separate storage servers? And if there is, or if they're on separates, what would the merge be like? So, I mean, there's a lot of technicality there and stuff that would have to be addressed.
Yeah.
Of whether it's even a possibility.
Okay, fun little fact here. So, Solasta.
Okay.
Solasta is a game where I bought it on Steam, but then it was on Game Pass. So I played it primarily on Game Pass, and then I bought DLC for it there. I do not have, and then I've rebought everything on Steam because I wanted to play it there.
Yeah.
And in case it left Game Pass, I would have access to it. Fun fact: I do not have access to the DLCs that I bought through Game Pass or anything on my Steam account. But the characters that I created when I played the game on Game Pass exist in my Steam game.
Okay.
So I see how that would work. So more or less, when the game's running, it's looking very specifically for the character files throughout wherever it is on your computer. So that's what it would be finding.
True.
But it brings back to like the DLC thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't find
The DLC.
It doesn't. Not even the DLC. It doesn't find everything.
Only the characters.
Not even all of them.
Oh.
I don't know if there's a limit to what it pulled, or if it was pulling from there. Realized that was the wrong file in that. But I've had like some other, like that's a specific instance.
Yeah.
I've had a couple others where like characters show up here and there on some other games.
So that just sounds like an interesting coding thing of where the game is looking for specifically those files.
I think it's just searching for the files, and it's looking everywhere on the PC, and it doesn't care that it was Game Pass or if it was Steam.
It just matches the search criteria, and it's like, okay, here it is. We're gonna pull it. That is an interesting coding thing. So in truth, based on that, if you know how to code, you could probably pull the DLC coding from your Game Pass file and put it into your Steam file and activate it.
Yeah. Which is because I don't know if that would be because this is one of the only few instances that I've actively noticed it, because let's be honest, in a game like that, I created a whole bunch of characters for a whole bunch of different campaigns and stuff that I played.
Yeah.
But I haven't played a lot of games on both Steam and Game Pass. Probably the one that I've played the most on both would be Deep Rock Galactic.
Mm-hmm.
But in that instance, there's no crossover or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if some sort of partnership agreement was done, how they would try to implement it. I like the idea of a partnership. I do not like the idea of Steam showing up on Xbox.
I like the idea of Xbox showing up on Steam Deck. That's my favorite idea out of this whole thing.
That would be more my idea where this would go based on Phil Spencer's whole stance of we want you to be able to game everywhere that he's had for years.
Yeah. I feel like that would also potentially impact whatever this Xbox handheld is, though.
But then it would also impact Sony whining.
Also true. No, this was just a really interesting conversation that came out this week. 'Cause there are so many layers to it.
Yes, there is.
Like, there's so many different aspects you have to think about. And the funny thing is, like, let's say in a hypothetical world, Steam comes to Xbox, right? And they have like all these restrictions of like, certain games you cannot play because it's just Xbox can't run it.
I was about to say no console compatibility.
Or it's like a Sony game or whatever. Some smart son of a bitch out there is gonna find a way to hack
just
around
gonna
that
code
and
it, yeah.
gonna be playing God of War on Xbox.
Oh, easily.
Like that's gonna happen. Like within the first week of Steam being on the Xbox, that's gonna happen.
Shoot, you're giving him a week. I give him a couple hours.
And that's gonna be my favorite part about the whole thing. But I don't know. It's a very interesting thought. Like I said, my favorite part about it is Game Pass going to Steam Deck. But if that happens, it's like, what's the point of an Xbox handheld? I think there can still be a point if you have just like your native library, you know what I mean, that you can just take with you.
Yeah, I mean you're kind of halfway there already because
Yeah.
most Xbox games that are available on Steam, when you buy them and launch them, you still have to have the Xbox client to
Yep.
run or at least sign into,
Yep.
and you're just running it through Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's halfway built in,
Yeah.
at least to the PC variant,
Yeah.
not necessarily the Steam Deck variant.
Right. Gonna be an interesting thing to see. Give it like a half a year. Let's see if any big news comes out of it. But still, once again, just shout out to Jeff Keighley and his connections, man. Why the fuck was he in that call? I don't know. Like, you're looking at the people in this call, and it's just like, all right, higher up at Steam, higher up at Xbox, higher up at Xbox. Jeff Keighley. Just hanging out.
He just jumped in to hang out.
He did. He really did.
He didn't know they were having a business meeting.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, guys, what's
He's
going
just
on?
look-
You
he's
guys
just
want to
looking at
run
it.
some rounds in Halo?
He's just looking at his PC. Who's in a voice chat?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right.
Jeff Keighley here with the Summer Games.
Yeah, basically. Any other thoughts on that? On all the stuff going on with that? Or the potential stuff going on with that? How much we hate it? John? Okay.
I pretty much went in on it.
All right. Let's give a shout out to our other sponsor, Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below. Promo code Sparky30 to get 10% off your order. Or, hey, you know what? If they have a better promo code, that's fine. Still just use the link. The link helps us out just as much as the promo code, so that's fine. Just use the link below. You can check out the hydration line with like Dragon Fruit Mango or the Radiant Rush, as well as the new line Rogue Chill, which was delicious, by the way.
You liked it?
So good. Have to buy it. Don't know if it worked. I have no idea. I have to drink it some more to determine if it actually works. I think it did. I was having a very relaxing evening for once. So that tells me that it probably did work.
It did something for you.
Yeah, because I usually don't have very relaxing evenings. So my brain is always running a million miles an hour at all my problems in my life,
Yeah.
right? So I had a nice evening, so I guess it worked. I need to drink some more to determine. Or just the classic energy line. They just did a big restock recently.
Woo!
And you can also pick up some energy cans, which I recommend. The Black Cherry Lemonade. It's probably one of the best canned energy drinks I've ever had in my life.
Cotton candy.
The can?
Yeah.
It's not bad, yeah. I'm trying to remember what the other, because there was 3 total at the start.
Strawberry burst.
That one, then there's like a tropical, there's like a Sour Patch Kids one's what it tastes like, right?
I never tried that one. So.
I think it tastes like Sour Patch Kids. That one's good too. Black Cherry Lemonade is the GOAT for me. That's one of the best energy drink cans I've ever had in my life. I think about that can all the time. Use the referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3. All right, so the next topic that we got for the title stuff is Take-Two makes a move. They purchased GearBox for, I think it was like $450 million. GearBox, of course, was being set up for sale for, I think, like the past month from Embracer. I know as soon as this transaction was done, they officially announced that Borderlands 4 was in development, even though we already knew that. It's not unknown, I don't feel like.
It was not the announcement I was hoping for.
What were you hoping for?
They canceled the movie.
That's a fair announcement to hope for. That's a very fair announcement to hope for. But no, I mean, I was just kind of curious, just kind of briefly, what was you guys' thoughts on this? Do you think this is great for Gearbox going to Take-Two? Embracer's kind of gone to, they purchased all the stuff from like Square and stuff, and Embracer's just kind of like, shoving a lot of stuff away or whatever the case is. Embracer just seems like they're a shit show right now, is the best way to put it. So I mean, I don't know. What was you guys' thoughts on this purchase? Is this great thing for Gearbox as
I mean, it could
Borderlands
definitely
fans?
be a possible better take for Gearbox than they've had the last couple of years. I mean, be more interested, know for sure once we see what their development looks like.
Yeah.
If it's out of the shit show that it was, or if we get back to some of the older days when they were able to develop more consistently.
hmm I think the publishing aspect is going to be a big win. You know what I
Probably.
mean? With Take-Two being behind them, you know, I could see Borderlands 4 just being like this ungodly amazing game, just because they're going to give Gearbox the funds and the publishing time, whatever. At least that's the way I look at it.
I mean, Borderlands 3 was okay.
hmm
So, I mean, it can only get worse, if not better.
It can only get worse, he says. Like I said, I mean, I think with Take-Two being the one behind them to push forward all the publishing, I think that alone is the biggest win out of this for Gearbox and for future Borderlands games, or even if they want to do another Tiny Tina. Is there, if I don't remember, is there like a second one in development? I don't remember.
Not that I know of.
Okay. I don't know. What was your thoughts on it?
I didn't have a strong opinion on this one.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet over here. It's kind of one of those where I'm like, I mean, it is. I mean, hopefully it's better for Gearbox. I haven't necessarily had a strong opinion of Gearbox in the last few years.
Right.
Haven't had. I mean, it's. I mean, especially with like their Borderlands like titles, like Borderlands 3, the Tiny Tina's
Wonderland.
Yeah, Wonderland that came out. It's like it's a weird thing where in most players of those games' minds, it's like they're trying to recapture Borderlands 2,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it's hard to do. So it's like, I mean, they've been enjoyable enough games, but
They're not Borderlands 2.
yeah, it's one of those where it's like, I mean, they made a damn near masterpiece of a game, and then from there, it's like it's hard to judge what they've done since up to that standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's like maybe under a new name or like new company, they'll be able to be like, maybe we can recapture
I
some
was
of
about
that.
to say, and to sort of reinforce it, besides Borderlands 2, the other Borderlands named game that people really hold high as like being good is the Telltale one, the Tales from the Borderlands,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
which was just Borderlands done by Telltale, and that one did very well. But the second one did fucking awful.
Right.
So it's kind of like I mean, from my perspective, it's like, I mean, they always like, I'm probably gonna play just about anything that they come out with,
Mm-hmm.
but it is that weird thing of you're always comparing it to the past like success that they had, and like I said, the last couple games they've released, they've been great. Like, I mean, I've enjoyed them. I've played them. Had a good time with them. Nothing wrong with them. It's
Yeah.
just not quite the same.
It's got that just shadow over it, unfortunately, with the
Yeah.
Gearbox games.
It is that thing where it's like I'll play it and then kind of drop it for a little bit and then come back to it. And I'm like, okay, remind myself not to go in with those expectations,
Right.
because every time I've gone in with that.
I was going to say, pre-sequel was, as John said, it was fun. It was a little lackluster towards the end because development of that got canceled before everything was said and done. And then 3, I mean, it had its moments.
Mm.
I mean, it's not a game that I could think about and go, oh, that was bad. It's a game I think about and go, had some fun with it.
I
Right,
think 3's problem is 3 is a decent enough game, but it's one of those games where unfortunately all the DLC that was released for it
Was bad.
almost, well, it's like the DLC is not great, but at the same time it almost feels mandatory for the complete experience.
Yeah.
I hate those sort of aspects when you have an aspect of the game that feels like it's mandatory for the experience. You know what I mean? I genuinely hate that.
Well, that's just unfortunately how Borderlands has gone because, I mean, 2 has really good DLC. 1 half of them are good DLC.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like even Borderlands 2. If you play Borderlands 2 with all of its DLC and additional content, It is a completely different game than the
Yes.
base game. The difference is the base game to that one is still phenomenal.
by itself. I'm going to be honest. The slight spoiler, if you haven't played Borderlands 2 for someone, the biggest payoff from Borderlands 2 is the whole introduction to Bud Stallion by Handsome Jack to the fourth DLC and freeing Bud Stallion.
Yeah, it's like it's just one of those where it's like, I mean, I wish Gearbox the best. Hopefully, it's like, hopefully they just given the freedom to do what they want to. Like you said, hopefully they just here's some backing. Go do what you want to.
That's
And
what
then-
I'm hoping.
And then
for.
when when their next game comes out, I'll be there.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm hoping for Borderlands fans, is that this is just going to assist in the publishing aspect of things. You have a strong publisher behind you to help fund stuff, push it forward, and really try to recapture that magic of Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
That's what I hope for Borderlands
Yeah.
fans.
I don't see this as any sort of. I don't see how this really could be any sort of negative for them.
I agree 100%, especially with the shit show that Embracer's become over the last, year and a half since they made that Square purchase. I mean, they've had a Gearbox for a few years, sure, but I mean, it's just Embracer's just been a shit show. It's just the bottom line. So, Zach, what are you doing over there?
I was just redouble going through Gearbox, see what franchises they have.
Yeah,
I thought he was taking a picture of me.
yeah, just for the
'Cause-
memory.
Because literally, just besides Borderlands, only other things that's notable that they haven't released in years is Brothers in Arms. Apparently, they did some Duke Nukems. Oh shit, they did Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh
Rip.
no. Oh no.
And then just a bunch of Half-Life spin-offs and a port to the PS2. So yeah, their biggest thing by all means is
Borderlands.
yep.
Yeah.
You know what we need for Borderlands 4?
What?
We need the same sort of horrible announcement show that we got
Oh,
for Borderlands
God.
3. That was like the most painful
It was pretty
like
bad.
hour and 45 minutes because it was a whole show. Okay, here's the amazing thing, Zach. Even back during that show, they had a segment about the movie.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember that too.
It's been that long.
Yep. Was this the segment where it's like it went to like Kevin Hart's trailer? Or is that
Yeah, they
something
just showed a
else?
trailer of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They showed a trailer on a trailer next to the set, and that was their whole big.
Yeah, because
segment.
it was like Kevin Hart's trailer, wasn't it?
No, that was the second time during one of the things where that's all Epic Games had to show for the entire show was that they didn't have anything else.
Yeah, just walking around the set, whatever.
Yeah.
Something stupid. God bless. Yeah, it's been a while.
I can only hope that whenever we get a Borderlands 4 announcement,
It's the
that we get
same
the
thing.
same. Oh man, that was such a painful show to watch. But
Do
it
we
was
really want to do that again?
Yes.
Zach. That show is burned into my memory. No, very few other announcement shows or like any of these like big shows that companies do. None of I don't remember half of them. But that one, I
one sticks with
remember
you?
every moment of. I remember those are some of the worst segments I've ever seen. They played the trailer 4 times because they couldn't get the video to run
Yeah, I
at a
remember
proper
that.
frame rate.
Wow.
It was that bad. If you haven't seen it, go look it up on YouTube. You can still find it. It's pretty bad.
Right. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, like we all kind of agreed upon, though, nothing but a positive thing for Gearbox, really. Like, there's really nothing bad about this. So, shout to that. So that was all I had in terms of title topics. So we'll hit the weekly wrap up. We will do WrestleMania 40 predictions because excited for that. Before
That's
we
why
do
he
that,
doesn't have much on the script. He wants to talk about WrestleMania.
but
Wrong show, damn it.
it's a tease. It's a tease, okay? But besides that, do you guys have anything that you guys have been up to? Anything that you saw that you guys want to chat about a little bit?
I started playing Kaidomon.
Okay.
I did see that.
It's a roguelite auto battler monster tamer.
I almost bought this, but this is one of those ones where I was like, I'm gonna hold off and see if Zach buys it.
I mean, it is technically still in early access. This is their first public build release. I mean, it's a interesting roguelike. You choose your starter, and then you choose your path, more or less. Typical monster tamer stuff. Types have different stabs or different super effects and whatnot. As you go through tiles, if you win or lose, you get to claim a new Kaidomon to join your team, to build your team of 4 fronts, 6 reserve, item shop, boss fights, mini boss fights, events. I mean, it's very base right now, and you can see that. I mean, the bit that they do have it's fairly entertaining. I did like 2 or 3 runs so far with the bit of time I have in between work and everything. I mean, they've been entertaining, trying to figure out good builds and whatnot so far. I mean, there's synergies if you have so much of specific types, they get bonuses and things like that.
Maybe I played a beta. I played a beta of one
There
of these
was.
games.
It did.
I
they
may
did-
have played the beta.
Well, it wasn't a beta. They did release a prologue
I probably played that.
that was free. Yes.
But yeah, if that's the prologue that I played, then yeah, it was. I mean, kind of like what you said. For the style of game it is, it's kind of what you expect it to be.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
I mean, I got it for $7. So I mean, it's a good time killer.
Yeah. Have you guys played any more Helldivers?
I haven't. Have you?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm still planning to pick that up sometime soon. I'm not buying any games for a few weeks, and then
Good. You can join me for the one I bought last night.
I'm busy at the moment, but I'll let you know when I'm available.
No, this week I've mostly been I've kind of finally put time aside to like sit down a couple nights a week and actually put some Balatro runs in, which is my poker roguelite game that I've mentioned a few times before. Game's fantastic. Roguelite with poker hands with different decks. That's all there really is to say about it. It's very self-explanatory, very fun. Also, and then just to mention that it is currently going on right now, game that me and Zach have talked about before, Esports Godfather, Origin is currently having another like play test.
Yeah, more or less.
But it's more or less a play test where you can play through Series 2 again.
Up to like halfway through the season, right?
I don't know if I'm at the end of it or not, but I'm about to be at playoffs.
I think that's where it cuts off. I don't think it lets you go to playoffs.
Yeah, so it seemed like a point where it would cut it off, which means I'll have to make another team and like try to play them with different strategies.
Yeah.
Now.
I mean, we've talked about it before. It's a very fun MOBA team manager game.
It's like a MOBA manager, like management sim
Pretty much.
card game.
I was about to say,
What
yeah,
a game.
yeah,
What a title.
yeah, it's MOBA based where you're a manager of the team, but during the actual matches you can play cards to help influence what the players do.
Yeah.
You
The
get to
game
be-
is split in half, where half of the game is a card game and half of it is a management sim. Very fun. I very much enjoy this game. I cannot wait for it to officially come out.
Which is in May.
Yeah, but that's another one where, I mean, so far every time they've had one of these playtests, it's like I've played it through a couple times every time. So I'll be very much looking forward to the full release of this game.
I haven't been doing much. Unicorn Overlord, Persona 4 Golden. It's about all I've been up to. I've been busy a lot this past week.
Oh, if you're curious about Hoyo versus Next Games Endless Zone Zero, currently can do signups for their next beta test, network test thing. From what it seems like, it's going to be the last one before actual game release. But so if you're interested, want to try and jump in before that.
That reminds me of something involving Genshin that I saw that I thought was pretty funny. Where there was, I don't think it's real personally, but there was some like leaked images of Joker and Kasumi coming to Genshin Impact, and I saw people immediately making jokes. It's like, if this is real, that means Genshin's dead in a year.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. The Persona 5 effect will continue.
If they're going collabing,
Yeah, it's done. Genshin's done in a year, boys. So I thought that was pretty funny. But no, I haven't been up to much more. I'm gonna try Fortnite, so that'll be interesting, I guess.
Okay.
I know. No, me.
It's your limited time that you have to play games. You're gonna play Fortnite.
Okay, listen. Me and the lady made a deal. Okay, because I've been trying to get her to play Minecraft with me for like a year. So the deal was I play Fortnite with her, she plays Minecraft with me.
You're getting the awful part of this deal.
I want her to play Minecraft with me. So I'll try Fortnite.
Why don't you ever just play any of the weird games that we enjoy?
I mean, I'll play that. I'll play that game with you. I'll hop in a call.
That's not even what I'm talking about. Why don't you play like any of
He
these?
said that we both like. That's just the weird shit I find.
I know what he's talking about. He made me do one of those.
Yeah, I know. I still have the videos.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
No, man. If you want something to do, we can give you some weird games that you can play that you'll just lose yourself in for a while.
I mean, it won't even cost you that much. Some of them are free.
No, I will say the Godfather one is one that I'm
will
gonna probably look into.
One thing I will preface with Esports Godfather: it is a very confusing game for about the first 3 matches that you play.
Yeah, it gives you no.
It
gives you nothing.
It just
Figure
throws
it out.
you in, and you figure it out. And if it clicks, then you enjoy it. And if it doesn't click, you just don't ever play it again.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I have had to caveat that when I have recommended it to some people.
Right.
Yeah, it has no handhold. It's just like, hey, this is how you do stuff. Now it's up to you, buddy.
Yeah. So that's one that does sound pretty interesting. But no, I will tag in with you here soon. I'll let you know when, because I may have to go out of town this week for work. I don't know yet. Something popped up Friday, like late Friday. Like I'm talking like 3:40, like 20 minutes from about to clock up. Something popped up, and freaking, someone that I don't work with on a day-to-day called me and said, "Hey, can you go up to this location that's 4 hours away from you?" I'm like, "Well, that's 4 hours away. It's 3:40, so no. Maybe next week. We'll see." So I'll let you know.
All right.
I'll let you know, because I would like to be part of that after watching you guys and your journey on the other one. So, you guys got anything else? If not, I can start going through the weekly wrap up.
I mean, I think I'm good finally.
Okay.
I had one, I lost it. I don't even know the path I was on to find it.
I don't even know the path, he says. All right, well, maybe he'll come back to you.
Oh, speaking of path.
Oh, did you see the Path of Exile 2 trailer?
Well, yeah, there's the Path of Exile 2 trailer that happened recently, but also the Path of Exile's newest league, I think it's Necropolis,
Yes.
just launched this weekend. So if any Path players out there, or people that are interested in it but didn't know when the next league was happening, it is currently going on right now.
Speaking of those types of games, Diablo 4 is finally on Game Pass as of this week.
That's true. The game that you've talked about a couple times, Predecessor, that's now on Xbox as well.
It is?
Yes, it just came out. I actually just downloaded it from my phone earlier today to try it out.
It's
on
mobile
Xbox.
game?
Predecessor, the
It's a MOBA.
MOBA,
It's the one that's
Yeah,
the.
the spiritual successor to Paragon.
Oh,
Okay.
I get where you went with that, John. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay, I got it now too. Went over both our heads. Normally, it just goes over mine.
Well, it was thrown in the middle, so it was easy to I was sitting there. I was like, I'm not gonna explain it. I'm just gonna sit here and let him
Okay.
go.
But yes, it is on Xbox as of yesterday. I'm also going to download the demo for Stellar Blade that dropped. I'm checking it out because dude, people are raving about it.
I haven't seen anything on it, but all I've seen are thumbnails of that say Stellar Blade
Yep.
Game of the Year.
People are loving it, dude.
I don't know anything else about it.
I saw people say it's okay, Stellar Blade. Your game wasn't really on my radar. Didn't really know much about you. Pre-ordered. I saw someone's just I had to cancel my pre-order because I had to upgrade it to the deluxe edition after playing the demo. People are pumped. And that's one that's been on my radar. I thought it looked really cool from all the trailers that we've seen and stuff. But now that the demo is officially out, because it kind of came out a week or two ago by accident. People downloaded it and they ripped it out of their store or whatever. But now it's officially out to play and people are absolutely loving it. Minshew Mania just hanging out there. That's right, baby. Minshew Mania is always going to be with me, man. Shout out to Gardner Minshew, future Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Vegas Raiders. It's going to be great.
I hope he never gets a ring.
He almost did with the Eagles. And then Steve's Eagles shit the bed. So thanks, Steve. Piece of shit. Anyway, all right, let's go through the weekly wrap up. So the first thing here is I just want to shout out CD Projekt Red's timeline at the moment. They released that this week. So in case you're curious on a few things, Witcher 4 is currently only in pre-production. Something involving Witcher. I don't know what. I think this was like Codename Sirius is what it was. Is that would be great because Gwent's so much fun. Is in pre-production, and then the Witcher remake's only in the concept phase, as well as the Cyberpunk sequel that's also in the concept phase. And then they also have a new IP in the works that is in the IP concept phase. So
they're thinking about stuff.
Pretty much.
That is the gist that I got out of all of this. Is they're just thinking about stuff.
It's like we're gonna make something, but we haven't started yet.
We're considering cooking. We're currently looking at our list of ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. And they also had like a chart of who all was working on what. So there's like there's hundreds of people on Witcher 4 right now trying to get that one kind of really on the rails and going whatever. And it's just like there's like 30 people working on the Cyberpunk sequel. I'm like, shout out to those 30 people. Do your best, man. I believe in you. I'm excited. Anyway, so the next thing, there were some hands-on previews that was released for Judas. Basically it is literally just BioShock in space. That's the gist that was the gist when the trailer came out. That's the gist from people playing it. It's BioShock in space.
I saw some of the trailers of these hands-ons in a minute. I've very heavily did get BioShock vibes from it.
And that's what everyone's saying is that it is just BioShock. Non-linear story structure. Main character does have memory loss. There are 3 major side characters featuring Troy Baker as one of them. Each of their narratives occur all at the same time. So all 3 of the narratives,
that's what it looked like.
All happen at the same time, and I think that's so interesting.
Because another thing from some of those hands-on videos mentioned that based on whose stories you progress further on and whatnot, changes the dynamics between what's going on in whatever space station world or whatever Judas is taking place.
Yeah. Your decisions with these characters will greatly impact the narrative too. So every single player will have a different player experience. So that was actually pretty sweet. And then there is some roguelike elements as well, apparently. But overall, the hands-on previews of Judas is looking pretty positive. So something to look forward to.
Stellar Blade demo has doped.
Oh, yep. Forgot the R. Meant to say dropped. My bad. There is always a typo in every script. It never fails. Anyway, the Xbox Series X all digital leaked. Just a white Xbox Series X with no disc slot. It's an abomination, in my opinion. But shout out to that, I guess.
Perfection.
No. I hate you, John. Piss off.
When you said that picture, like whatever
you just
that
looked
was,
at it, you're like, perfect.
I looked at it, I went, it's an Xbox.
That's a great console right there.
What does it need a disk drive for?
Yep.
Wouldn't use that thing anyway.
Next thing is GameStop is steadily cutting some jobs as sales continue to decline. I wanted to throw that in there because I also saw some comments from like current like GameStop employees where it's just like they've openly said I would be extremely shocked if GameStop's here longer than a year. Like if they make it past a year, I'd be shocked. And I kind of get that vibe too. I really do because like I've just noticed over the last like let's say few months that GameStop is very active on like really just trying to get you in the store for anything because like they call me all the time. Like they call me for my pre-orders all the time, like 2 weeks in advance, which they've never done before. The only time I've ever gotten a call is maybe the day of the game's launch. If I was working, I haven't picked it up yet. They might call me. But like, so I did have Rise of the Ronin pre-ordered. I just passed on it for now. And then Princess Peach Showtime for my girlfriend, whatever. I got calls for both of those like 2 or 3 weeks before the game came out, trying to get me to come in, do trade-ins and stuff like that. Even before that, when I didn't have anything pre-ordered, GameStop randomly called me and was just asking if they say, hey, you got a lot of cool games coming out here in the next few months. Just wondering if there's anything that you wanted to pre-order, come in and trade stuff in and whatever. I'm like, this is such a weird, because I answered the call because it popped up GameStop and I'm like,
I feel bad for
weird call.
I feel bad for those employees having to be telemarketers.
Yeah, like what a weird call. Like GameStop's in a weird spot right now,
Why
man.
is GameStop cold calling people?
I know. It's the store. It's the store. The store is the one doing the cold calls. So it's interesting.
So meanwhile, I'm sitting over here while you're talking about like needing to go pick up your pre-orders and that. I'm like, trying to figure out when the last time I went into a GameStop was. It's been years.
I mean, I like going into GameStops personally just because of what they've become, which Steve pointed out in the chat. Steve said they just need to close, and I do agree. You know, if I do agree to a point, they do need to close, but they're just. Steve said they're just an apparel and a collectible store now. Video games are secondary to them. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
That's 100% accurate. Which I do like. I like having a store like that to go into and look at collectibles and pick something up, whatever. You know, that's just me though. I like having knickknacks clearly. So I mean that's cool, but that is what their focus has become, and games have really become secondary. So I don't know. It's just interesting, man. It's interesting the state GameStop's in. Like I'm telling you, when I got that call with no pre-orders in, and they're asking me if there's anything I wanted to come in and pre-order and trade some games in, I was just like, this is weird. It's like, God, bring back Hastings. Mad agree, my friend. Mad agree. I miss Hastings. I was reminded of Hastings quite a bit because of one of my travel locations. Up until literally last year, they still had the remains of their Hastings untouched in that town. And it was set right across the street from the restaurant I love going to. So I'd be at the restaurant, I'd just see it, and I'd just get filled with so much
start
nostalgia.
crying while you're
I
eating?
would. I would just start, like, tears would start to come down my face.
I mean,
They would come up to me and be like, sir, are you okay? I'm like, no, your city needs to do something with that building.
So meanwhile, I happen to be, because I don't drive by where Hastings used to be at very often. I happen to be driving by there the other day. I looked over and I went, it's still sad.
It is, man. It hurts. Oh, man. Dude, it hurts, bro. It hurts.
That used to be like a twice a week trip.
Hey, it was a nice, nifty story. It was a nice
Yep.
mixture of all sort of like gaming, pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
That wasn't Route 21.
True.
That was also just a good bookstore.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a good bookstore. It was an all-arounder, man. Another good store, in my opinion, that I'd only been in one, and it was in Orlando. That was also just a good, like nerd, like knick-knack store or whatever. Was GameStop's sub-store, ThinkGeek. ThinkGeek was a really cool store. I've only been in one. It was in Orlando at like the big mall. I think it was me and you went. I think that was me and you, because that was the day that everyone else went to Magic, and we didn't want to go.
Oh yeah, everybody
Yeah.
else
Yeah,
was like, we're gonna do this.
Me and you went. That's right.
Me and you were just like, yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we didn't want to go to Magic. So that's right. Yeah, we went to mall and stuff, and ThinkGeek was one of the stores we went into before they shut down.
I forgot that we had our own little like day trip.
Yeah, we did. So I like ThinkGeek. ThinkGeek was literally nothing but just like collectibles merchandise. That's all it was. So it was pretty cool store. A lot of stuff in there I wanted. I think I walked out with a couple things. I don't remember. Anyway, continue on the weekly wrap up. So the Sega Atlas leaker, Midori, is officially retiring from leaks. I have a feeling that someone's onto them. That's what I got. Is this person? They've got to work there. They've got to, because they have not missed a single thing in like over like 2 years. So no more leaks on anything involving Sega and Atlas. Let's see. Already went through both those. Eddie is releasing on Tekken 8 on April 4th. Early access on April 1st. What terrible? I don't know the context.
I'm just saying it to rile him up.
Okay.
I mean, Eddie is, as far as Tekken 7, he was a low tier. We'll see how he fares in 8.
Yeah. Is that one of your characters?
Yeah, that's one of my
That's
mains.
why I'm saying
Yeah.
it,
Okay.
because
Okay.
that's because like when we talked about Tekken 8 coming out, he was like, well, they don't have my character. I'm like, I don't care. They have mine.
I was about to say, yeah, both of my mains from the Tekken series got shafted for the beginning roster, so I had to flex on my third main, Lily, which has been very interesting relearning.
But yeah, no, it's like, I mean, hell, Tekken 8, we all knew Eddie was going to be one of the first things to come back.
We hoped. Due to all the controversy of people putting death threats for Eddie.
He was probably the character I was the most surprised to not see,
Yeah.
like in all the trailers of that. And then I was like, well, he's gotta be coming soon. I mean, I'm not ever one who would send a death threat to a developer or anything for it, but also I'm like, you guys know that even though he's like historically a low tier character, one of the most beloved characters in the series.
I mean, Bob got shafted, and he's like a mid tier character and actually fairly well liked too. He got shafted.
They'll be there.
They
They'll be there eventually.
They released Bob, and he's skinny now.
Steve said he's going to go spread some democracy like prom queen's cheeks. All right, buddy, go spread some democracy on Helldivers 2. Have fun. All right, so next up, Minecraft is apparently set to get a native PS5 version. It's currently been playing Minecraft via PS4 backwards compatibility, so makes sense. Should happen. The next Mass Effect is apparently being led by Trilogy vets. So when I saw this news, this was actually like over a week old. I just forgot to include it last week. I loved how it popped up. It was so funny to me, the interaction, because there's this one Mass Effect like content creator I started following, and they posted about this. Oh, like, oh, they're so, like such good hands that the next game is in, whatever. And someone randomly responded, or it's just like, where are you even getting this information? Like, you can't just be spreading this misinformation, whatever. Mike fucking Gamble, the man leading the game, responded saying the list of all the Trilogy vets that are on the project, and everyone responds just like, there's no better source than that. It's like that's the best source. And I'm just like, that's I love Mike, dude. Mike responds to people all the time,
direct from the mouth. All right, we're good, guys.
Yeah, responds all the time, dude. I love Mike, dude. He's awesome. So that's pretty exciting though. Just like it's pretty exciting that Jim Ryan has officially retired, and his last words as the Sony CEO is he made sure to throw it out there. The PS2 has sold over 160 million units in its lifetime. Just saying, as the Switch is nipping on the heels. He just had to get that out on his way out the door. Because they stopped reporting it in 2012, and then when they stopped reporting it in 2012, it was like 155, and that's like the final official number. But he made sure to throw out there, oh, it passed 160. It's like that was his last note going out the door. I don't know. Good riddance, man. Jim Ryan's a crybaby. I'm done with it. Sonic Movie 3 has wrapped its filming, so shout out to that. Excited for that one. Just like I'm also excited for Xenoverse 2 to keep on living. It's getting a new DLC with the Future Saga, which is going to include 4 DLC parts. Just like, Jesus Christ, this game will not die.
So, just to be clear, the way they typically do DLC, they say DLC parts.
Yep.
Where you can buy them individually, and then when they're all out, you can buy a bundle.
The bundles are right out of the gate. You can buy.
You can buy it.
The Future Saga. That's what it's called.
Because it's like this is they do DLC in the most confusing way because there's 200 of them.
Correct. Also, Sandland. I saw a review from IGN pop out for it. Apparently being reviewed pretty well in the early previews. I know IGN gave it a 9. A couple other reviews that I saw for it are pretty positive. That comes out at the end of May, I believe. May or April. No, it might have been April. But that one is it's good to see that one's coming out with good reviews. Especially with the recent passing of Toriyama.
Speaking of Toriyama stuff, Microsoft released a new dynamic wallpaper.
I saw that. Featuring
the Blue Dragon game, which was another game done by Akira Toriyama with all the character designs and everything.
I did see that.
Which is a fantastic 360 RPG if you've never played it.
Yeah, so I saw that. That made me really happy, man. That was pretty cool. A lot of different references I've seen just kind of paying nod to them. Like I saw for like a recent like cover. Actually, no, I don't even think it was a cover page. I think it was the actual volume of the next My Hero manga. For volume, I think like 42.
Okay.
It's All Might and One for All, or All for One. Sorry, with the Goku Frieza shot where they're like staring at each other.
I gotcha.
Yeah, they mimic that for the volume cover, so that was pretty sick. So lots of nods recently to Toriyama, which is pretty cool.
What is Roboco gonna do?
That's that's the real question is what is Roboco going to do? All right, I gotta look this up now because I've been very behind on Roboco volume covers, so I gotta look this up now. I gotta.
For anyone who doesn't care about manga, it's sort of comedy manga that all their covers are just replicas of past series covers.
Yeah, or even current series, or just the past volume. Like they've done like JJK Volume 1, they've done My Hero stuff, Black Clover. I mean, the list, Dragon Ball, Bleach, the list goes on. God, what was it? Oh, I saw this and man, I know from how Toriyama passed, I get the vibe it was an accident. You know what I mean? With how he passed, but I don't know. I know his health wasn't the greatest, but I saw this news bit of where Tortaro said that the recent chapter of Dragon Ball Super, the only thing that Toriyama added was Piccolo saying goodbye. And it's just like, damn, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like he put up his original draft, which had like all the same panels, and it had like panel, large panel, then flying away. And then the Toriyama revised draft is he kept all these panels, and then for the going away one, he split that one where it was Piccolo saying goodbye and then them flying away. It's just like, damn, was there like a little meaning to that? Like, that's kind of sus. I don't know. Was it just happen to be coincidence? Who knows? Rest in peace, Toriyama. Absolute GOAT. All right. So game-wise, we're wrapped up. So if you don't give a shit about wrestling, all right. If you don't give a shit about wrestling, go ahead and dip out of the show. We appreciate you so much for stopping by and listening. I want to go through WrestleMania 40
real
predictions.
quick, because I forgot about this.
All right, we got another game-related thing, so don't
No,
leave the
it's
show
not-
just
it's not
yet.
game-related.
All right, never mind. It's not game-related. Go ahead and leave the show.
It's not game related, but just wanted to point out so far, Godzilla X Kong, $37 million opening day.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that came out.
I
didn't
haven't
it?
haven't seen it. I might go see it tomorrow.
Also, you know what else came out? Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2.
I did see
Did you
that.
see the reviews for
It's
it?
exceptionally high.
Yeah, like 100% on the tomato meter, like 100% on the audience meter. When like the first movie had like 9% and like 4% for
Yeah.
both.
What do you know? They do it again, and they learned.
Yes, they did. They learned. They learned to just lean into the stupidity of what they have. So it makes me actually want to go see it. It's kind of the same thing as like the Terrifier movies. Terrifier 1 was like, it's a thing, and then Terrifier 2 it just like blew everyone away. So they learned. That's the thing. So shout out. Shout out to that. All right, but yeah, if you don't care about wrestling and you've listened to the show all the way to this point, we appreciate the absolute hell out of you. Feel free to go ahead and dip out. We're going to go through WrestleMania 40 predictions. We will not have a show next week, so we can watch WrestleMania 40 because it's going to be great. All right, John and Zach, if you want to throw out your predictions. So WrestleMania 40 taking place next Saturday. I am going to probably put this up into a video as well. So this is March 30th, and we're throwing out our predictions. So we still have a Raw and SmackDown left in case any random other matches get added. I don't think they will, or maybe changes to matches because I know some people still think that Chad Gable could somehow get put into a triple threat, which I think could be possible. Different story for a different day. So going through predictions, let's start. It's not WrestleMania, but it's basically the kickoff of WrestleMania.
Well, we're doing shadow matches?
No, the SmackDown match. Who do you think is going to win that Andre the Giant Battle Royal? So, like, I have the card. I have all the people in front of me right here. So, like, really the notables that I think could win it would be, like, Andrade, Ricochet, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke, Omos. JD's in there. JD's just gotten thrown in there.
It's because they ran out of stuff for Judgment Day, too.
Yeah, they did. Like, who do you think is going to win that? Because like out of the ones that I named, like you have like Andrade who just came back. You have Ricochet who's been white hot. Chad Gable's white hot. No one gives a shit about Omos. I'm gonna be honest, he sucks. Shinsuke, I'm so upset with how they've handled Shinsuke.
Okay.
He's just been losing nonstop.
Shinsuke's just been hanging around for a couple years.
At this point, he just needs to leave. Just let him go to AEW. Go wrestle with his buddy that just recently signed with AEW, who came from New Japan. I forgot his name. He was debating between WWE and AEW, and he went there. Just let Shinsuke go there. WWE has fumbled on Shinsuke.
Put some respect on Okada.
Yeah, Okada. That was his name. My bad.
Shinsuke's been with WWE for a long time now, and he's just been floating the last couple years.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I get Chad's hot and everything. I kind of want to see like Bronson Reed or Ivar.
Ivar would be cool, dude.
I
Ivar's
wanna
such
see
an
it.
athletic
I
son
wanna
of a
see it.
bitch.
Yeah.
I would pick Ivar because I just want to see it happen.
What about Tozawa?
No.
Come on.
When was the
Hey.
last time Tozawa got a push?
All the time. He's just a comedic push, though. That's his thing.
That's what my
There
thing.
was
Yeah.
there was wasn't there a storyline for a little bit, but that Ivar had beat every member of the Alpha Academy except Tozawa,
I think so.
and Tozawa was the only one to beat him.
Yeah, I think so. Tozawa's good, dude. I'm going to say it's going to be Chad Gable. I think Chad Gable's going
It's
to win.
probably going to be the most likely thing, but I like Ivar.
Yeah.
I'll throw, just for the hell of it, JD.
JD is another one I could actually see winning.
That's
random enough
that's
as it is.
legitimately a possibility.
Yeah.
Just because of Judgment Day, I mean, they're still going strong. So
Yeah. All right. Let's
they
go.
could just make it a solid sweep their matches for
Right.
WrestleMania.
Right. All right, let's go look at the WrestleMania 40 cards. I think I've got all the matches. It was just a graphic that I pulled from Twitter earlier, and the Twitter thing said it was all the matches. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil this. This is going to be one of the most predictable WrestleManias in years, and I think that's fine. I really do.
As long as the matches look good.
As long as the matches are good, I think predictability is honestly fine. So going through it, let's start with the chaos match that will be the 6-team, 12-man ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship.
Here's my question. How long do you think they're going to run this match?
I'm going to say 15 minutes is going to be my guess.
I was thinking max 20.
Yeah, I was thinking 15 to 20. I think this match is going to get its due because there's going to be a lot of chaos. You have a lot of pretty hot teams in here because of course you got the Judgment Day as the champs. You have New Day. You have DIY, aka D-Generation X. You have Awesome Truth. You have A-Town Down Under, and then you have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. So like. You have a lot of notable teams in there, a lot of notable current faces. I'm in the boat that they are going to split the tag team titles here. 2 teams will win it. I don't know who the 2 teams are going to be. I think DIY will be one. I don't know who the other one's going to be. Story-wise, it makes sense for Awesome Truth, in my opinion.
Awesome Truth, New Catch Republic.
Could also see that too.
That's I assume they're splitting the belts. I think Awesome Truth are only going to have the belts for a short period of time. But New Catch Republic has been getting they've gotten, or in the time they've had on screen, it seems like they're getting the most attention.
Yeah,
they're getting the best treatment.
Right.
So I have a feeling they're walking out with one set of belts.
Okay. You want to throw anything out there?
I just got Awesome Truth. I mean, from my understanding of how things are going with having watched no wrestling in a year or so, I mean, they could just build another rivalry story, split it, give Judgment, retain one of the belts, have whoever they're want to do a cross rivalry, get the other one.
I will say I could see a possibility where one team wins the belts and then just on the Raw after Mania, they just, Triple H comes down and decides to split it. I could see that as a possibility. I think it's going to be 2 teams are going to do some wacky shit where they both win belts.
Yeah.
But I could see one team just winning it and they just split it later.
Yeah.
Because it needs to get split.
Or
it
at
needs
this
to get
point-
split.
Or it's going to be a thing where it's not even that 2 teams come down with belts at similar times or anything. It could be they're up there reaching for the belt, someone knocks a ladder over while they're up there, and they come as they fall. They pull one set of belts down, and they just look around and they go, "Keep going."
Yeah, true. I will also say when they split it, I really hope we get away from Raw Tag Team Champ, SmackDown Tag Team Champ. They learned their lesson. That was a dumb fucking idea with the main title belts when we have the very it was off script, the very ridiculous belt handoff between Charlotte and Becky, where Charlotte was just IRL having nothing to do with it, and she just just drops the belt, just throws the belt, which then pissed Becky off, IRL. That was a legitimate, they thought this was fucking stupid, and it's because the belts were colored after the show. Just go away from that. Just make one the World Tag Team Champions and one the WWE Tag Team Champions. Yeah. It's literally the same concept.
I have a feeling that's going to be what it is.
That's what they need to do because you have the World Heavyweight Championship and you have the WWE Championship. Essentially, it's World WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, whatever. That's the way they need to do it. Different belt designs. Don't do the colored shit because then it's just what if one team gets drafted? They have to switch the belts. It's just stupid. It's so stupid. We saw it with all these colored belts where the Universal title was a red belt because it was on Raw, and then it became the blue belt later because it was on SmackDown. It's just stupid. Go away from it. I'm tired of these belts. Next, the match that will be a good match, but no one really wanted again. It's Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic is really what it is. But yeah, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee versus Dominic and Santos Escobar. It'll be a fun match. Yeah. It'll be fun.
It's not even, I would say Rey, Dragon Lee, not even on the aspect of Rey. I think Dragon Lee's starting to get a push.
Yeah.
I feel like his run is starting. And yes, Santos Escobar he's heated up right now. But I don't think they're winning. Or at least I don't want them to win.
Who?
Santos and Dominic.
I think they're going to be the ones to win. I think Ray's going to put Dom over because Dom put Ray over.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I would rather see Dragon Lee start getting his push.
I would like see that's where it's like, oh
That's-
man,
that's
you're
why
gonna
I'm-
you're gonna drag Dragon Lee down with this.
That's why I'm going with him. Why make the big spiel of having him join in
Yeah.
just to lose immediately on WrestleMania?
I think
I
Dirty
think,
Dom DQ's Dragon Lee starts rivalry.
love it.
I mean, but sure, I'll
Yeah.
take that.
I also saw people saying they're gonna think we're gonna see a heel Carlito because just
Wait,
based
Carlito's
on
back?
yeah, he's back and he's with Ray and he's with LWO because like basically
Does he
how
still have his apple?
yeah.
Yeah, this match doesn't make sense because I was complaining to him earlier. Escobar has been feuding with Carlito for weeks, and then Carlito's not in the match.
Yep. Correct. And I think that's why we're gonna see a heel Carlito because like if you watch the segment, like Carlito is like technically like the newest member of LWO, right? Because he came back like last year, and the way Ray set it up is just like my tag team partner, the new member of LWO, Dragon Lee. And if you watch like the segment where it kind of cuts to Ray, where it's like looking at him, or you see Carlito like do that. So it's like I think we're gonna see a heel Carlito, so that'd be cool. But I think Dom's gonna win. Dom and Santos. LA Knight, AJ Styles. Wish this match was more than just a standard match, but I got LA Knight. I think you got to put LA Knight over.
I
more.
think LA Knight's getting put over.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't just put him over. AJ Styles doesn't need it. You know what I mean?
He doesn't need it, and also this feud doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It's just there to have a good time.
It's
And
just
I'm here for it. I
It's
think gonna
just
be a good
there
match.
because when AJ came back, they needed something for him to do.
Correct, and this was it. All right, next I've got the WWE World Women's Championship with Rhea Ripley and Becky. It's gonna be Rhea.
Rhea retains.
Yeah, Rhea.
Rhea's retaining.
She's way too hot right now.
Yeah.
And going.
Like they haven't built Becky up enough, in my opinion, for this feud to make it believe to me like she's gonna actually get the dub. Like that's my opinion on it. The brothers match, Jay and Jimmy. I fully believe Solo will be involved in this match in some capacity since they are all three brothers. I think it's just gonna be Jay. Jay's gonna win. I don't see why you would have Jimmy win. I just don't. Like Jimmy from last year to now has constantly screwed Jay over. Like, what's the point of Jimmy winning this match? It does nothing for him.
The problem is this match.
does- it does-
This match doesn't do anything for anyone.
It doesn't.
This is
Besides,
just,
they just really wanted it.
they wanted the match. They're getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jay is winning this match. I mean, I would almost out of spite like to see Jimmy win, but yeah, I mean, Jay's winning. Probably through interference.
Yeah.
Probably Jay, because he's the one who just made a triumphant return, right? With coming out and helping Cody.
Oh, yeah, he did come out and help Cody. Jay just swapped to Raw and just has become a solo performer. And he's been great as a solo performer. The whole, persona of main event Jay, I mean, he's been great as a solo performer. He's done awesome. So I think you just keep pushing him. Just keep pushing him to the moon, personally. Next, we have the newly formed 6-woman tag match, Naomi, Bianca, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. So with this being said, that means, once again, the women's tag titles that are already irrelevant or shit will be irrelevant as shit at WrestleMania unless you have them, lose it on, a dark match card, before the show starts. I don't know if they're going to do something, but, I mean, this is a clear...
Yeah.
This is the easiest one of the easiest matches here. This is the easy one.
The big, strong women going to beat up Damage Control.
Yes. That one's easy as shit.
Who's even on Damage Control?
For this one, it's going to be Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. That's going to be the 3.
Oh, yeah, no, not a chance in hell.
Yeah, no.
Their best lead is Asuka, and Asuka's a striker.
Yeah, this is done. I do hope, hear some, Damage Control's been fun. The whole storyline's been fun. I do hope we kind of start, now that we have, the founder of Damage Control going against Damage Control, with Bailey. I hope we really come to an end of Damage Control because Asuka's way too good to just be part of this faction.
Yeah, Asuka's very good.
She's just way too good.
I think the Bailey EO match should be the end of Damage Control.
I hope so. Next up, Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton for the United States Championship.
Logan retains.
I actually think Logan's going to retain.
Logan retains.
I actually do think Logan retains. I'm going to be honest
Who
with
was
you.
the third person? Randy Orton, Logan, who?
And Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Logan.
I think Logan's going to retain.
I think Logan's gonna retain, and I think at the next pay-per-view he's gonna face LA Knight.
I agree. I think LA Knight is going to be the one to take the title off. I think they wanted to do it at WrestleMania, but then they wanted to pair him up with AJ Styles,
I
think that's a good match for LA Knight to have.
Yeah, it'll be a big WrestleMania win for him
Yeah.
to then go claim his first championship.
I agree. Next, well, actually, I don't know how quick that'll be because one thing that I came across, people talking about is that Logan will probably get like some sort of like main like marquee match at SummerSlam because it's in his hometown. SummerSlam's in Cleveland, and Logan's like honestly pretty hot right now in the movie as a hated.
Yeah,
heel,
it may be after SummerSlam.
Yeah, something like that. Next up, the World Heavyweight Championship: Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Give me Drew, baby. Drew's gonna win this. Give me Drew.
Yeah.
How long has Seth been holding the title now?
Since it was introduced.
Yeah, since it was introduced, so it's now past like 310 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
New champion.
yeah, new champion.
New champion.
New champion.
Yeah, give it to the Irishman.
No, because here's honestly what I think is going to happen. Seth's going to lose. Becky's going to lose. They're going to disappear off TV for a while. Personally, I think they're just going to go on a vacation or something. You know, because I know just from interviews and stuff that I've seen, like they have no intentions on retiring. But you know, I know their child travels with them all the time. You know, I think they just want to go do something. I think Seth, like he had obviously the legitimate injury that he's just gone through rehab for. Wouldn't be surprised if he actually has surgery. And I think there was another injury that he was dealing with for a while, for like the past year. So I think he's going to lose, and I think they're both going to go off screen for a while, maybe up until like SummerSlam or something. That's my personal prediction. But yeah, Drew, like in the CM Punk Raw segment, new champion. If you have not seen that, you need to watch it.
It's legitimately fantastic.
It's one of the best segments I've seen in years. In years, I'll send it to you. It's incredible.
I mean, it's probably the one that keeps being suggested to me in my recommended.
Probably beginning to end, it is literally 11 out of 10.
Yeah. Who would have thought if you told three great performers?
Yep.
It's like, here, all three are gonna be out there. Here's your overall scope. Have fun.
Yep.
Who'd have thought that three great performers
I
would
was
do
about
a
to
great
say, from
job?
it sounds like WWE's taking hands off a bit on promos lately.
Yeah, especially to the good ones.
Yeah, the people that are really good at it, they've kind of more been handing it to them and going, hit your points. We'll let you do what you want to do. We're giving you some trust here.
Yep.
If you go too far off, we're gonna reel you back in.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, I saw the Cody one after the whole Rocks concert or whatnot, and more or less just seeing the comments going, like, is the PG era over? Are we finally out of the PG era?
Oh, at this point, I think WWE don't give a fuck. They're like, you see how much money we
That's
just
what
signed for with Netflix? We'll take whatever TV fines we get over the next year. We don't care.
That's what people were saying.
Like, no, like, that's the vibe for it. But no, like that whole segment though is 10 out of 10 because these guys really were firing on all cylinders.
Speaking of that, it's like at that one point during that segment, it's like CM Punk called them both dipshits. And
Oh,
Drew
yeah.
just grabs the microphone and goes,
PG,
brother.
Like literally everything about it is 10 out of 10, man. Like CM Punk was on it. Like just little niche points where it's just like the fans were chanting referee, and Seth's just like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but that's his counting arm. Punk immediately gets down on the ground and starts counting with his other hand, and that was the new champion thing.
New champion.
Like
new
off,
champion.
like off the mic. So like
It's
Drew's-
just it just cuts over. Like CM Punk goes down and just goes bang, bang, bang. And then it just cuts to Drew not holding a microphone or anything. He just goes, new champion.
Yeah. Just the quick remarks too, where it's just like, you know, Rollins is like, Punk, you want to know what I think? Nope. That killed me.
So is CM Punk a special referee in this match or something?
No,
No,
he's gonna
be on
commentate.
commentary.
He's gonna be
Okay.
commentate. But by far the best one, because Drew's smile of fuck, he got me, is whenever Drew was going on his monologue, he's just like, I know, I'm now showing everyone what I already knew, that I was the chosen one. And Punk's is like, oh, really? And who deemed you the chosen one? Say his name. Whoever,
he goes,
person of great virtue.
Yeah. If you got the balls, say his name. And
10 out of 10.
yeah, it's like he's just sitting there like, you mother.
Yeah, Drew just smiles. He's like, oh, okay, he got me. That 10 out of 10. Anyway, so yeah, Drew's going to get the title. All right, next up, Intercontinental Championship, Gunther and Sami Zayn. I'm gonna say Gunther's gonna retain.
I would love to see Zayn with the title again.
I'm not buying the Sami
I
Zayn.
am not happy about it. I am gonna say Sammy dethrones Gunther, and I'm very upset about it. If it happens, I'm
Why?
not gonna be happy.
Do you not like power hungry Sammy?
No, it's not that I don't like Sammy. It's that this wasn't his time for this match.
Gotcha.
In my opinion, I think I love what Sammy's been doing lately. I love his character work right now. But I don't think he's the one who should have been facing Gunther, and especially because in my mind, this is where Gunther was dethroned, and then he shows up later to go after the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah. I'll say this: I think Gunther's going to retain. I could see a storyline of where Gunther loses it to Sammy at Money in the Bank, because I think that's in Toronto. So I could see that for Sammy. Sammy gets a rematch then or something. I don't know. Next up, the WWE Women's Championship: Io Sky and Bailey. Bailey, easy.
Yeah, it's Bailey.
Yeah, it's easy. Io Sky has felt like a bridge champion since she cashed in. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Her cash in was great, but
It was.
nothing has happened since.
Yes.
I didn't realize Io Sky hadn't even gotten push.
yeah, she won Money in the Bank and cashed in, and she's just been a bridge champion.
Oh,
Well,
ever
that's the
since.
thing. That's the thing. Zach, she's had the belt, but she hasn't been pushed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I feel like I have not seen her wrestle since like Money in the Bank. I know she has. I know for a fact she has. But it's like, what does she do? Like, I know. I
I mean,
just
for the
don't-
last time I watched wrestling, Io Sky was sort of just a pitch wrestler.
basically. All right, and then we have the two main events. The night one main event, the tag team match: Roman Reigns, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. Give me the bloodline. Roman and Rock are winning.
Okay, Rock pins Rollins for the.
I think Cody's going to take the pin. Personally,
No, I think there's two ways you do it. I think Rock pins Rollins, which leads to a whole sub storyline there. There's two ways you can go about this, because there's the whole sub story during this segment where the Rock's been really upset at Rollins inserting himself in there and keeps talking about taking his championship away.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have Rock pin Rollins there, because that's main event night one. Night two, that's the Drew Seth match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like either Drew just deals with him handily, or Rock costs him the match then.
Mm-hmm. I can see that too.
It's like that's the way I see that go. Because otherwise you set up you only have Rock pin Cody, or I would have Rock pin whoever it's going to be.
Yeah.
But if you have Rock pin Cody, then
I think it just sets up a match for later. That's why.
well,
that's my
it sets up a
mindset.
match for later, but it's like I think that match is going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I think I see that route,
like-
and if that route happens, I think you're going to set up a match too of Rock and Rollins personally. But I think it's going to be Rock pinning Cody, and it's going to set up a title match later, because for the main event of WrestleMania, Cody's winning. He's beating Roman.
Because
I mean, and that's going to set up a Rock versus Cody match for the title, like at SummerSlam or some shit. I don't know.
I like the visual of Rock pinning Rollins, and then the next night getting the immediate repercussions
Right.
of because especially with this ruthless Rock that's been in there,
Mm-hmm.
it's like him showing up costing Rollins in his match, and then basically berating him like he did Cody,
Yeah.
just being like, why? It didn't have to be this way. Why would you think to insert yourself into this when
Right.
it had nothing to do with you?
Right.
I like that visual.
Yeah. Either way, Bloodline wins though.
Yeah, Bloodline win night one. Okay, how crazy are you going on night two?
Very.
Is he winning? Is it just his little Avengers of Rollins and Jay and Randy?
Nope.
Or
Are
we
you
got-
talking about a stadium stampede type level match?
Oh,
So-
I'm talking
so-
pure mayhem, baby.
So yeah, and,
We're gonna have the Undertaker. We're gonna have Stone Cold. We're gonna have John Cena. We're gonna have mayhem.
so
Explain to me who doesn't. What is Bloodline rules?
Bloodline rules is anything goes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, literally anything.
So it's a no DQ match, pretty much.
It's
Basic.
no DQ.
Yeah.
Anybody can show up.
Yeah.
The Bloodline will be there the entire time to beat down Cody. And yes, and new champion, by the way. Cody is winning this match
Oh, yeah.
100%.
100%, no doubt.
I don't know how we get there. And I don't know how he's going to get cleared to do it. but Triple H is gonna pedigree The Rock in this match.
I could see that too.
I don't
if
know.
he can get the clear just to go out and do
I
a
don't-
quick little thing, then yeah.
If he can, I'm assuming he's gonna fight for some clearance here because it's like him doing that, and then like like him pedigreeing him off, like either in the middle of the ring and rolling him out, or doing it on the outside as he tries to jump in while Cody hits crossroads. That's beauty.
Yeah.
Beauty. I love it. Yeah, I'm assuming Stone Cold showing up. I want to see everyone. I want to see everyone there.
I will say, like, from all the reports that I've seen, they knew exactly what they were doing with that Rock and Cody thing, because all the reports that I've seen is like they knew what they were doing. Everything happened for a reason, because there was very clearly an older trailer backed up in the back shot that had John Cena and Stone Cold on the trailer that you could very visibly see in the background, because it is an older trailer design, because like they've showed the new trailer designs side by side, whatever that they have going around. Like, it's an older trailer design. I mean, it has John Cena and like some of his green gear, and he hasn't had that for a couple of years, whatever. So everything was done for a reason. And also, I sent this to John. Shout out to this. Brock Lesnar made it onto Monday Night Raw technically, because in all of that mayhem out in the outside the arena with Cody and Rock, out in the distance, there is a trailer with Brock Lesnar on it of WrestleMania 40 before everything happened. So technically, he made it onto Monday Night Raw. So shout out to that.
Yeah, the new champion Cody wins night 2.
Yep.
Bloodline rules. Honestly, if night 1 happens and somehow Cody and Rollins win that match, I'll be super disappointed.
I will be too,
Because I want Bloodline rules.
I want Bloodline rules bad.
I want that more than like some of the other matches to go the way that I want them to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Cody's winning it though. There's zero doubt about that. So
Yeah. It's gonna be.
this is gonna be the best WrestleMania of all
There are
time.
gonna be so many people brawling on the ramp down to the ring.
Yes. Look, this is going to be one of the most This is going to be the most predictable WrestleMania ever, and you know what? That's fine. There's a lot of things that need to happen just to make sense. You know what I mean? And that's fine. Like if it makes sense, it makes sense. You don't have to be like Vince McMahon and pull the most random ass shit possible.
Here's the thing: everybody is pretty much thinks they can predict every match that's going to happen to a T, but also everyone is so excited for this WrestleMania.
Right.
Because the thing is, it doesn't matter if we think we know how the match is going to happen. It's like you've sold us on the stories.
Yeah, the
It's
story.
like we've been ready for this.
Yeah.
Like some of the stories I'm not the happiest with that are going into it. Like we said before, I didn't need a Mysterio tag match on my WrestleMania.
At least it'll be a
night.
good match though.
But it's like, yeah, it'll be a great match. It's not what I needed.
Yeah.
It's like before last night, would I have been excited for the Damage Control versus Naomi and Bailey and Jade Cargill? Not really. I think it's gonna be a fun beatdown.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't looking forward to it, but after last
That's
night,
gonna be one of the quick matches.
after last night, I'm ready to see him just show up and beat the piss out of him.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be one of the quick matches. That's gonna be like a 5-minute match.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. That's gonna be one of the fast ones on the card. Anyway, let's look to wrap up the show. If you actually made it all the way to the end, we appreciate you listening to our wrestling tangent. A terrible wrestling show is something that is really in the works. I sent you the logo.
I know. I was meaning to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I sent you the logo. I sent the logo to Ricky over at ATFS and Shane over at ATFS, and Ricky was very excited about it. So ATWS is something legitimately on the horizon. I'm just gonna be very honest on that. Like, it's something I'm really actually looking at. So. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the music. Let's get out of here, boys. All right, last thoughts.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. If you like this later half of the show, please be looking out for his terrible wrestling show.
Yeah, do everything he said more. And if you did make it to the end with us, thank you very much. Because, yeah, we did kind of go off on a large tangent, but we did warn you beforehand.
We did. We told you when to leave.
And, yeah, we won't be here next weekend because of WrestleMania. But come check us out the week after that. And we should be here about Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time.
And also make sure to check us out on our website, sparky3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up for $5 a month. We'd appreciate the extra support. as well as go over to check out Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below and promo code Sparky30 to get 10% off your order. And check out Agent Inc., where you can buy a couple hats and the jerseys. Use the referral link down below on that. Looking forward to WrestleMania 40. Again, please, like they said, please let us know if you enjoyed the wrestling talk, because ATWS is a real thing, potentially on the horizon. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.